So back in March of 2020, I feel like everything really happened for everybody like very, very quickly. Like before we knew it, like if you were in school, school shut down. And then days later, it felt like everything was just coming to a close because of the pandemic. Then more and more outlets of entertainment and like the practices of our daily lives really just paused and came to an end, which like left a lot of people just at home with nothing but themselves. So, of course, naturally, when you only have yourself to be around, you tend to have to face all the demons that you're normally distracting yourself with your daily practices. And with that, a lot of people, including myself at the time, we realized that we weren't happy. So this caused us to put a lot of time and money and invest all of our resources that we have now to put into ourselves and learning ourselves and bettering ourselves and things of that nature. And with that being a consensus thing around the world, not even like specifically tailored to like certain age demographics or races or anything like that, it was something that everybody in general was starting to do, that caused the rise of a lot of content on YouTube to be centered towards that. And from what I remember from the time that I was consuming a lot of these types of videos, the main content creators that I saw that were blowing up and I was putting hours into like listening and studying into all the stuff that they said were So Illuminati, Vontu Cut, and I'll probably throw The Life is J-Rock up next up there. Things such as chakras, sun gazing, and CMOS, stuff like that really just became like household terms at some point, at least for me and probably for a lot of other people who fell into these niches. But with these practices of spiritualism and self-help that are being pushed, it ultimately doesn't tell the full story, and it doesn't cover the fact that a lot of, well, I can't even word it like that, it's bullshit. I hold on before the TikTok Crystal Clan comes to leave this like huge comment about how ignorant I am and stuff. I'm not saying that like you changing your diet or changing how you speak or things along those lines that fall into practicing a more spiritual lifestyle. I'm not saying that in itself is bullshit. When I think about this, I like to think of that new Kendrick Lamar song, Savior, where he was listing off, like all these rappers and added LeBron James to that list of no matter what they say or what they do, they're not going to save you. Just how this whole spiritual wave isn't going to save you. Just because you bought a whole bunch of crystals, you're eating organic food, you say grand risings instead of good morning, that's not going to save you from the power that is your mind. And when I say that, it doesn't cure things such as narcissism and main character syndrome, which like a lot of these people who practice stuff like this, they end up facing. Instead of becoming these smart, enlightened spiritual beings like they like to emulate themselves as, they do this thing called spiritual bypassing, where they use spiritualism as a defense mechanism to fight their actual demons. Because at the end of the day, there are good and great people who don't practice stuff like this and they're just fine. Ultimately, yes, there are a lot of good practices that come with spiritualism, and I do believe in some of those practices to this day still, but there's no need to reinvent the wheel and try to overcomplex the idea of just being a good fucking person. And I know hearing that may suck for a lot of people, because I know you ate so much lentils and you didn't touch your phone for a week and that was really hard and now you're really smart because of it. To me, at least, one of the most important things about life is finding your purpose in it. And there's nobody in this world that can tell you your purpose in life. You're not going to find the meaning of life on the internet, and you're not going to find your purpose in life from somebody just talking through a screen. It's all in here, and it's in here. As I don't care how cliche it sounds, listen to you. That's what matters most at the end of the day. Again, I'm not shitting on these practices. If you feel like meditating and eating kale and all that other stuff that y'all are doing, if that's like really what's making you happy and it's causing you to live the best life that you can possibly live, then by all means continue to do that. But to pretend that you're like so enlightened, and the fact that you think that like, oh, the news is posting about this because they're trying to, the sheep, watch this. And that tells me you think that since other people don't talk about the things that you find more important in life, then they're not as enlightened as you. And that tells me that you have main character syndrome. And all of the walnut salad that you're going to eat isn't going to save you from your narcissistic ways. Literally, I'm probably going to be running circles talking about the same thing over and over again. just like these content creators do. But I gotta go get dressed. I have plans tonight. I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible because it's something that I wanted to talk about for quite a while. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys.